Hello everyone, welcome back to Speakeasy. I'm your most favorite person in the world, Victor Operacio, and today, you already know what's happening. You read the video title. It's time to unbox the PlayStation 5. Alright, so I am way too emotional for this. I love this thing to its absolute death, and I forgot to get my knife, my most trusty knife. Nicole, may you please give me my trusty knife? It is to the left of my computer. And I will edit this part out. The computer, the actual computer. Alright, thank you so much. Can you get a close-up of this, by the way? A holographic sticker stopping me from all the PlayStation I'm going to be doing. Well, looks like I'm here to tear the seal. Put my dangerous knife away. And holy jamoli. I'm crazy nervous and excited. So for a bit of sentimentality, I'll tell you guys that as long as I loved PlayStation, obviously, this is the first one I bought day one. I bought the PS4 with my own money, which was an exciting moment of its own. But this is one that I'm right there with you guys. Day one, discovering and learning along with you. Same old good old-fashioned power cord. Ooh, we're gonna have our PlayStation 5 base, which the internet was roaring, was very confusing, but I say they didn't watch the same fucking teardown videos I did, because it didn't look that hard. And what's so hard about that? HDMI, that was confirmed to be 2.1 HDMI. We're gonna have ourselves charger cable for the remote. And screw it, let's get to the remote. So here we have the PS5 remote. Again, we've been all over the internet. Jesus. It's been all over the internet. We've seen it before. We heard the comments that it's not completely white. It is like an off gray, which is fine by me. I've actually been starting to love the color gray. Wow, this like perfectly molds to like the sort of triangle-ish shape that your hand makes. It's like almost perfectly that. This thing was made for me, Jesus Christ. There's some button presses for you. And yeah, I see what they're saying with the front buttons feeling like they're less tactile, but honestly, PlayStation's always had that a little bit of inconsistency. As long as I can remember, I've always felt like the circle button was a little more tactile than the more inside of the middle square button. It's just, I felt that for every controller they've ever had, or maybe I'm just thinking that in retrospect, but I cannot get over how perfectly this fits in my hands. So what I have here is all the old controllers that we've had, so we can just see the evolution of how the controller went to be. This is what our friends like to call the unshocked, but it's just called the PlayStation controller. Big omissions is the analog sticks, but also just how teeny tiny these palm grips are compared to how this feels like it's made for my abnormally large hands. Well, more like long fingers. Like this hardly fits. Like that is, it can't even go past my fingers, but it was still comfortable. We have a DualShock 1 for the PS1. I believe this also was forward compatible with the PS2. I don't have a PS2 or PS3 controller with me, but as we've all known, the design almost never changed from this. The only thing we really got with the PS3 is obviously the PlayStation home button, and that the triggers became sort of actual real triggers. There we go. What was then the biggest omission from the original DualShock design at the time, now we got one that's just way crazy different. I can even hear it right now. That's the square button, and that's the circle button. Slightly more tactile. I'm telling you, I think it's a thing. But wow. So with this, we got bigger grips that finally was long enough to go with my long finger, big palm, but it's not shaped. It's just round. And then this is actually like a nice triangle shaped volume or whatever you want to call it. Oh my god, this is so nice. Here, touch that real quick. My girlfriend as my camera person. Yeah. Wow, why I paused is because am I crazy in thinking that, yeah, it's big, but it's not that big? Like, this thing is ginormous. Easily the biggest place. Jesus Christ. I honestly thought it'd be like unmanageably big, but it sort of isn't. Anyways, I also have to compare my older consoles. So let's compare it to a PS1. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think this might be the largest PlayStation console ever. Like, it just dwarfs the, oh wait, sorry guys, that's the PlayStation Classic. Okay, here's a real PS1. Obviously we can't compare the size. It's just, I think in terms of PlayStation's evolution of console designs, you can even ask Ken Kutaragi, the father of PlayStation. It's like, would you ever imagine this design ever happening? He'd probably be like, what the fuck? That has nothing to do with what I first designed. Get that shit out of here. And he's like, but it's the future. I do not have a PS2 to compare, and that personally saddens me because PS2 is my most favorite console. I'm just gonna have to buy a new one. But let's do the launch PS3, which is arguably at the time, not anymore, the biggest PlayStation console ever came out. And as you can see, Nicole's gonna get in here with my dirty ass old PS3 that doesn't work anymore. Maybe width-wise, about the same, but height and width, actually it's a little longer in the width. Wow. Anyways, but definitely not as tall. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like wife breaking up with you because it's too big of a nerd toy kind of thing, but it's almost not. Let's go with my Slim real quick. My most cherished, as you can tell how dorky I am with all my stickers. My most cherished PlayStation. Like, I think if I lived back with my parents, that yeah, I probably have a tough time putting this in my small bedroom. But yeah, there we go. I need to fix this. This is also broken. And finally, the console we came off of. This is a launch PS4. This is most definitely a square, which makes it way less longer. Again, I can't get over how, like, this is large, just not giant. But let's try out the base, only because, you know, everyone's tried out the base. The base is cool and all that, but people thought it was confusing, and I'm here to tell you it is not confusing, ladies and gentlemen. You twist this thing till it locks. You take your screw that's hidden in the bottom, you put the screw back when you're not using it. How hard is that? Get your nail in here. I just lost the thing. Maybe I just ruined my whole point. Put that on, screw the bottom. Bing bang boodle, you're in business. I don't even need a screwdriver. Oh my god, what was that? Like a minute and 10 seconds? I lost all my time. It's the most confusing thing I've ever had to deal with. Wah wah. Crybaby wah. Anyways, I'm now gonna switch to orientation mode, and I'm more doing this because, yeah, I might move my PlayStation around, get like a good enough TV that turns on all the lights, the 4K, the HDR, the Dolby Visions. But until then, I might be moving my PlayStation a lot, so I just want to see how long this whole thing takes. Get a close in up on this. You see these PlayStation symbols here? You gotta put those up between. It's not necessarily meant to like click or wedge or grab. It grabs a little bit. That's nice. Look at that. And then, like, it doesn't take that long. It just does it. Let me plug this in, play around with it off camera a little bit, and we're gonna come right back and give you some impressions of the software and the things you're able to do day one. See you then. So here we are, we're back. I've been playing with the console for about 2-3 hours now, just to get a really big feel of it. And so far, it's looking really promising. The reason why I spent so much time with it is because, of course, we have a brand new interface to deal with. That just means that every nook and cranny, I just want to get a feel for it and see all the options that we have here in day one. As you can see, we have every thumbnail in the main menu has its full screen presentation. What's actually neat is some of these have their own sounds for each of the full screen presentation that each thumbnail has. I did want to show you guys is the speed of some of this stuff, because as you can see earlier, I was in Astro's Playroom. Loads up fairly quickly compared to, you know, PS4 games. It loads really quickly. But I guess one of the questions that some people had is whether or not it was capable of doing anything remotely close to any game resuming, and it does and it doesn't. I mean, actually I'm gonna go with doesn't. It's only gonna show you the recent games. It's not gonna show you everything you've have like suspended or not, because nothing is suspended yet. It's a little disappointing if you ask me. But, you know, if we go here to Miles Morales, I was just playing that a few minutes ago. What I meant to say is, again, it doesn't suspend. It will load from beginning. If you do have well optimized games like Miles Morales, you can hit continue, and as you can see, it does not take that long to load. So no, it's not quick resume. It's not storing suspensions on the hard drive. It doesn't suspend anything. So while it is disappointing, especially if you're the mentality that you want to zip in and out of games, the best example being you get a party chat and they want to play a multiplayer game. You play some multiplayer games for them for a while. Everyone has to go. Everyone has to split. Then you go back and resume your single player game or something like that. It's not quite like that, like it is on the Xbox, like we saw with Craig's day one impression. So I want to test that out a little bit more, though I'm afraid that's the whole picture. But as I was talking about, there are these activity cards. They're actually really nice. You can see here I'm in the middle of a mission right now. Just an example mission from the beginning, and I've barely started swinging and it's telling me I have 6% to get this mission done. 25 minutes left to complete it. I don't know if that's because I was screwing around zipping all over the place instead of doing the mission. Here we have menus, trophies, cards that will tell you what you need to earn, what you need to do to get in there. We've seen this kind of stuff before, but what's not being shown right here right now is if you're in the middle of something, like if I started trying to break these 15 breakable objects, then if I broke like 9 of them, it would tell me that if the developer built it that way, these trophies. Official news from PlayStation. Here's some screenshots I took earlier. Let me expand that guy. See, real nice. Look at that PSP Go. We all remember the PSP Go. The menu's really cool. Hopping in and out of parties and stuff like that. That's really nice here. I'm gonna blur out my friend's real name. Well, not you all. We all know Craig Terry. I mean, come on. And yeah, I can just bounce in and out of these parties here, create a new one, see my friends. I will blur out those people's names. We got music, we got sound, I believe sound. Yeah, you can control the sounds of any sounds that have an output mic. I'm probably in the way, but things like that. And of course, long holding the PlayStation menu is going to bring you back home. Here, the PlayStation Store, as you can see, I did not click a single thing. It's not like an app to go inside of. Going up and down into this, like, there's no app to it. I can just tab over, start selecting stuff, going to the Crash Bandicoot, for example, here, and that's when things would start to load. That's when you go into another page, but you're not inside of an app. It's all integrated. For thumbnails that have videos, they just start. You can hit X to get the menu out of the way and just immediately start watching some trailers for things you're interested in. Same thing with this. It'll take a little bit to load. Hopefully with some firmware updates, it goes a little bit smoother. Go down to add-ons, go down to information, how many players is it, game description, and then also whatever else it needs to let you know about what comes with your game files and bundles. What I've yet to see is where all the deals are. I assume they're under collections. That way they can bundle it, all the game deals in one thing. That's what I haven't seen yet, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Last thing I do want to show you is the game library. As you can see, this is every game I've ever purchased on the PS4, and it's just all here ready to download again. I won't be showing you guys that right now. Well, I can probably show you something, but I mostly have everything on an external, ready to plug into the back of this guy and import it that way because of stupid US monthly data caps. But it'll show you what you have installed currently, stuff you can get for the PlayStation Plus, and if you have PS Now, I'm sure this UI will transform a little bit and show you things you can start streaming or downloading immediately. And of course, the other thing we're all wondering is how's the fan speed? I mean, that's the one thing people are probably gonna try to listen for the day they open this bad boy up. What I'm showing you right now is me swinging around in Spider-Man Miles Morales, getting really low to the floor, trying to go through the map as fast as possible. And I do have it on fidelity mode, so you can see some of the ray tracing effects and other high-end visual stuff like particles or what have you. And I'm swinging low to the floor, going as fast as possible, trying to, you know, make the PS5 think as fast as it needs to. And I have a mic right up against the fans, and let me just shut up and let you listen to it real quick. So thank you guys for watching this first day's impression and unboxing. I'm going to play around with this guy for the next few days or so, try to get you guys a review out in a week. And thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen Craig's Xbox unboxing and day one impressions, go ahead and click over and swing over to that right now. But other than that, check out our weekly podcast, the Speakeasy Podcast. Subscribe here on YouTube, please. And we'll get more content out for you guys. I hate the word content, I just said it. Videos. We'll get videos out to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy new consoles week.